Guess who's back? Anyway, before Eric Moore calls in, we're going to play a couple tunes. Here's a little bit of Disturbed.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Alright, we got the chat room piling up. Come on in, people. We got John, Pepper, Tigger, myself.
Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound
Folks say that was Go Away by the Godz and Eric Moore. I got Eric on the Eric on the phone. What's happening, Eric?
Hey man, what's going on?
All right. You were telling me a story why that last song was playing, Go Away. How did you come about making that song?
Well, it was a night at the band house. We all lived together. And there's, 4 or 5 people in one bed. And we're having a good time. Except by the time it got to the sun's coming up, and I want my bed back, and there's naked, it kind of looks like the aftermath of a medieval battle. These people are sprawled out, and I picked up a stick of passion pink lipstick, and I wrote on a funky pizza box, and the music was already happening. I already wrote the music and liked playing it and it just, the two fit together, and I took it to the band.
Great. Well, I was telling John earlier when we talked, how long you been with the band now?
I started the band I planned the band for 3 or 4 years. Then I started the band in '76, and we went from there.
What made you get into the music business and some of your influences?
I was a kid in the '60s. I listened to bluegrass music. I listened to Motown, and somewhere in between that weird mix, it just happened. Most of your influences aren't on purpose. You don't see or hear somebody and go out and really search them. At that point in your life, you're just being surrounded by stuff, and you absorb things. Everybody gets a little bit different, combination of influences that turns you out. And that's kind of cool. It's nice when you find somebody that's similar to you and you can make music with them easier. Sometimes it's better to find somebody that's totally out of the box. They're coming from left field, and sometimes they can add something good to what you got.
Right. I think you better get a hold of Wikipedia and have them edit a lot of that stuff, because they were talking about Jim McCarthy and Larry Kessler.
Well, the only problem with that is, although I'm surrounded by computers and their images and stuff, I don't know how to turn a computer on, and I'm going to keep it that way.
Yeah,
people come to me with raps like, "Oh man, the computer would be perfect for you. You can." I got a phone that I can talk to and ask it questions, and I've never asked it one question.
Right.
I'm not going to. People come to me and they try to talk me into using computers the way people used to try to talk me into using heroin. And I've never used heroin either. Same reason. I'm scared of that shit. I know people that have gone to the dark side in that world. They lost all their money. They lost their old lady. I mean, no. I don't want to know shit bad enough. And I don't need Photoshop. I know good photographers.
Exactly. I mess, like a lot of people show me photographs nowadays, and little do they know I'm very good with Photoshop, and I can tell if a photo is photoshopped.
Right.
So,
You
that's
can
like a.
tell when they do that work on TV commercials and stuff like that, and you go, well, it's very interesting and it's good, makes for good graphic art sometimes. But then when you look at a movie that's supposed to be expressing some emotion or feeling or something, when they enhance that digitally, there might be more of a wow effect, but you don't get, you don't have an artist that's putting something on the screen, whether it's with paint or whether it's with digital effects. You're not getting the subjects that are looking at it to have the emotion. You're really not. It's a little cheap, it's a little quick. I don't know if you really get the amount of feeling from it.
Yeah, it's almost like some of the music today. They got
it's exactly like the music.
You got little pedals that could, produce a whole 5-man band behind you and make you sound great as hell. And when you ask somebody to do something solo or acoustic, they're like, not right now. I'm kind of busy.
Right. John and I were just talking about producing a band. They've submitted stuff to us, and we've seen them, we've heard their stuff, and we've seen them live, and so we're talking, they're interested in that. But to produce a band, it's a major commitment. You've got to go to the band and watch them rehearse. You've got to look at the way that they form a song, who contributes what, the whole 9 yards, and the dynamics within all the people of the band. Because when you're done producing them, if it's, let's say it's a 90-day process from spending a week with the band till you got finished product in your hand, you got a CD. That's a big deal. And if you're an influence on that band for that 90 days, hell, they might break up.
Oh, exactly.
You might be the guy that just added enough discord in that situation, and they're going in 5 different directions.
Exactly. Well, we got you're up in Ohio, correct?
I'm in Ohio.
Now, is that where you're at right now?
Yeah, that's where I live. It's always been about this.
Yeah, I got a one of our avid listeners. His name's John McFarland. He goes by Ohio John. He's in our chat room saying, "Say hello to Eric for me." He's a Godz fan.
Hey man, what's happening?
So
John. Okay.
So what are some? I got your album that John sent me. That's in the lineup right now. What are some? I know you wrote, you play all of them, but what are some of your favorite songs out of that album?
Which album was it again?
The Gold of the Godz.
Oh, there's some good stuff on there. Oh, there's some funny stuff on there. You'll have to excuse me. I don't have my hearing aid in. It's not that I'm old. It's motorcycles and machine guns. And a rock and roll band.
Well, we do have quite a few motorcyclists that follow this station.
Well, hi guys. Keep it between the ditches.
We
I at 4:00 in the morning, I was helping a guy put the air cleaner back on his brand new Harley. It was really cool. He's only had it about 3 weeks. And me and my son were out there, and we're doing all kinds of stuff. He got a neat-looking air cleaner, a new one. And, we were stoned, and he had to drive back to like Springfield or Dayton, and that's kind of nice. So if there's any young or old bikers out there, hi.
We also got Pepper Panette. He's up in Ohio.
Cool. Hey, man.
And we get a lot of requests for the old Godz Under the Table.
Good song.
And Candy's Going Bad.
Great song. I love Candy's Gone Bad. If you listen to the way Golden Earring does it, it's wacka, 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 bad, bad, bad. It was just them doing their shit. But Glenn and Bob and I played that song in kind of a straight band, club band that you do 4 sets a night for 6 nights in a row. We did that song, and it was killing us. It was just breaking out. And so we used to use it for the encore song, before we had record deals or anything. We're just, we're doing the Agora circuit, which is, it's a room about 900 people, and they had a bunch of them all around the United States. And when we got to those rooms, and we had a little room, boy, did we go crazy on Candy's Gone Bad. That was our encore song. And I lost some really expensive, good equipment. I lost, Rickenbacker basses and stuff like that. Because at the end of Candy's, we just tore our own stuff up. Glenn would batter his drums out of shape. We'd knock over amps. I threw a Rickenbacker bass out somewhere in West Virginia, and the last thing I saw of it was the headstock being carried out of the room like a trophy. It looked like a bunch of warriors with somebody dead. It was great. Expensive, but great.
Now, did you guys ever play the New York club scene like CBGB's?
We didn't play CBGB's. We didn't play Max's Kansas City, all those kinds of joints, but we hung out there. You're making an album and you got 10 days off while they got to do something in the studio, or you got to go to the record company and you got to hang out and do pictures and stuff for a week, whatever. We were at CBGB's. That's a place to get women, really, some of them artistic, weird women. You had everything there from, the beginning of the punk scene to the artistic scene in New York. And you had leftover beatniks. You had all kinds of weird stuff going on in those clubs. And some of the parties after the club, it got pretty intense. And, some grotesque things were happening, but some really interesting things were happening. And you had people come out of that scene that kind of carried the music for the next 5 or 6 years and carried the art for another 5 or 6 years down the line. And they were energetic. It was cool.
Right. Yeah, one of my co-hosts on another station I used to work for, English Don, he used to play with the Head Cats and Billy Idol, and he had his own band there for a little while.
As much as I didn't like Billy Idol, there was a bunch of great things about Billy Idol. You couldn't take your attention away from one of his videos. And the fact is, he really came up through the ranks. He paid his dues, and he had something to say.
Yeah, like I said, the old co-host I had, English Don, was very good friends with Billy over in the UK before they came over here, and he would tell us the story about how Billy and him came to America, and it's a pretty wild story.
I know that people like Billy Idol, there was something to say about them, and they were pretty intense about it. I like the fact that when they're young, they make that statement, and then that statement doesn't change as they get some of the trappings of success. They're still passionate about their art. You know, Billy Idol would go up to somebody in Led Zeppelin and say, "How much can I cuss on your show, by the way?"
I'm not FCC regulated, so you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
That's good, because Billy Idol would get up in Jimmy Page and Robert Plant's face and go, "Fuck you. You're old men. You do drugs. All you want is women," and blah, blah, blah. He really did that. And that was a long time before you saw him on MTV. To me, that counts.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess you can hear me typing. So let's hear some of the wildest stories, or maybe one of your wildest concerts you put out.
There were times that they had to sneak me out the back door in a road case. I mean, it got really crazy in a bunch of places because, you know, most of the United States was pretty modern by 78 and 79. You know, you could drive through parts of Georgia and Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, that 5 years previous, it would have been a real hassle. You know, we found, you know, when we walked in some of these places, we already had 2 strikes against us. And it wasn't that bad in Baton Rouge and surrounding country. Where you really caught hell was places like Wyoming, North Dakota, Montana. Those cowboys didn't like that long hair stuff. And to get in and out of some of those gigs, you know, when you're doing a string of 18 colleges, unfortunately, there's a bunch of them there. And those places in the middle of the United States, the art hasn't made it there. They may have some commercials on TV or something, but they have very little contact in the world, whereas, you know, we could watch a dance, a popular dance, we could watch it spread around the United States. You play some places, it ain't quite there yet, but after another 6 months, that dance is going to reach the middle of the United States. But in some places, you know, the dancing, the music, the culture and stuff doesn't permeate to northern Wyoming and, you know, West Dakota. It's just, it was crazy. And a lot of those people, and because of the culture of that area, a lot of those cops, they had an attitude when you walked in. And you either had to have an attitude back at them, or you ain't going to survive. And your attitude can be, okay, I'm going to make these people laugh, I'm going to make these people boogie. But in some places, your attitude had to be, hey, don't mess with me, man. You know, do not fuck with our little game here. We ain't about that. If they respected you, you were fine. If they didn't, you had a shitload of hillbillies up your ass.
Oh, yeah, nowadays, there's some of those states hold the biggest concerts or bike events where, you know, your hard rock and roll or hard metal bands, you know, play.
Some of the bands that come out of places like that, places all over the United States, you go, how could that death metal, screaming, suicide-headed machine come out of some place like Duluth, Minnesota? And here they come. They've got the gear, they've got the look, they've got the sound. And you go, damn, that's just weird. Sometimes I think conditions that look gray, they look brown, they look bleak, you come up in that, when you burst out, you got all the colors in the world bursting out of you, or it might just be black leather and black eye makeup, and you know, you put on the war paint and you got the look. Some of those bands have also got the walk. They walk the walk. And that's way cool. John and I listen to these demo CDs and stuff that those bands send in, and you can listen to 2 or 3 of them and go, okay, that's a 19-year-old kid who just learned to play. But now and then, something will jump out the speakers and you go, what the hell was that? That was cool.
Yes.
So the future looks bright.
I get a lot of submissions to the radio stations, and sometimes it's just like, whoever told you you could play or sing? And then there's some that just stand out. Like I got one from a band called I Prevail a while back, and now they just redid a Taylor Swift song, Black Spot or Blank Spot, and it's an amazing cover.
Tell them that the phone's cutting out. You're breaking up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying about a band called I Prevail. I gotten a CD submission from them last year, and they just did a Taylor Swift cover, and they totally rocked it. And some of these bands that send me in stuff, like I said, it's whoever told you you could sing or play a guitar, because you can't.
I'd like to hear it. You're completely breaking up. We're getting 1 word out of 5.
All right.
I speak radio. We can do it like that. Over.
Right. Over.
Can he hear you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Okay.
So, what are some of the bands you like today?
I like what? What are some of the bands you like today? Today, did you just mention Taylor Swift? Yeah. You mentioned Taylor Swift.
Well, I mentioned a band that covered one of her songs.
That's a good thing to do. I like a lot of the stuff that's coming out in that area. If you don't like the content of the song, you can still listen to the band. And when if you're not crazy about, the persona that Taylor Swift puts on, which it's kind of sickening to me sometimes, you can still listen to the music, and if you listen to the words of the song, they're geared for like a 12-year-old girl, I think. But then you look at her songwriting process and you read her words the way that she's meant them when she wrote them down on paper, and when she sends snippets of lyrics to different songwriters to work with, and she's really good. That's why she's where she's at. She really knows her stuff. But the band, for a performer like her, it's almost the same band. These are guys who really know their licks. I don't care what kind of background these guys. You can get a guy from a death metal band for lead guitar, and you can get a guy from a bluegrass band for bass guitar. You can put a whole bunch of musicians together, and they nail it. Absolutely nail it. And if you took Taylor Swift out of her band and you plugged, I don't know, what's her name, Katy
Perry.
There you go. And you dropped her, after a while in my mind, there's only so many slots left for information. You drop Katy Perry into Taylor Swift's band, and after a couple of rehearsals, the band's going to come out and nail it, and Katie's going to look real Perry. I mean, that just works.
What's some of your favorites? Some of your favorite bands?
My favorite bands that are happening now?
No.
Oh, God, you wouldn't believe the stuff that I'm listening to. I'm listening to stuff that's coming out of Southern California. My son turned me on to these kids out of South California, and they totally live in the world of skateboarding. And the music that comes out of that, it sounds to me like the early surf music, the early Jan and Dean and the early Beach Boys. And there's a 2016 version of that happening right now. I can't remember the names of the individual bands because they've got names that a guy like me just doesn't remember. But the music that they make, it's fresh, it's exciting. I like that. And hell, the last CD that I was listening to was the West Point Academy Choir. Boy, can they sing.
That's right. What hold on, what the hell happened here? We're still broadcasting. I'm just trying to figure out what was going on.
You're totally breaking up. I'm sorry. Over. Come back.
I was trying to find that song. I was going to send it to John. He can let you hear it later for Taylor Swift cover.
Okay.
Boy, I wish you had a tape of what I'm hearing. Oh, nothing's on tape anymore, is it?
No.
Oh, that really sucks.
Well,
That's
the vinyl is coming back.
Vinyl's coming back.
That's good. I like that. It's a nice collector's piece, and people I'll tell you something. I was just getting analog down. I was just beginning to, understand tubes and electricity. You're around electric guitars for, 20 years. You finally get it down. And as soon as I'm getting analog down, digital popped in. That it's a format that's alien to me. And I can, I went through my game learning process when I was young, and I learned how to play pinball and shoot pool. I did not learn how to play Pokemon or anything like that. So when all this digital stuff jumps up in my face, I don't deal with it, except in the studio. And the studio that I work at uses an analog mixer to send out the signal to all the digital amps and devices and interfaces and everything you gotta have to go to the digital world. We do it on an analog machine. And the good thing about that is the same reason that people like albums. When you play it, it may seem crude to the digital people. The fact is, it sounds warm. It sounds like there was a human hand in it. And my ears are shot for things like hunting and stuff like that. I can't hear like I used to. But I can tell the difference between something that was recorded in an analog fashion and something that was recorded in a digital fashion. I can tell the difference when a band is playing on what kind of amplifiers and what kind of instruments are using. And I think the people that like vinyl aren't so much looking for some antique that they can play. They're looking for that warmth. And when it's warm, it can also be funny, and it can also be boogie.
Oh, definitely. I don't know if there's a musician, Victor Griffin. He has the band Pentagram.
Yes.
Yeah,
they've been around.
Yeah, he just sent me an autographed copy of his newest band, Place of Skulls, and it's a vinyl album.
We don't have any new vinyl.
It'll come.
I'm sorry that we're trying to decipher what you said. It's getting better. I'm getting one word out of three.
Right. All right, so let me, we'll see if we can fix this phone situation. What song would you like the listeners to hear next?
Mississippi.
All right, let me cue that on up in there. All right, folks, here we go with the Godz with Mississippi.
Double S Now we stoned to the bone and we hot and sweaty. Look at us. We're everything your parents ever warned you about. They think we're all junkies, but everybody's some kind of junkie. There's money junkie, booze junkies, dope junkies, sex junkies. And there's one thing that they don't understand. All of us, you and I, we're gods. And gods are rock and roll junkies. Now every night we in a different town. Every night we get high. Every night we rock and roll. Every night we go crazy and we know we're killing ourselves. But it feels so good. They tried to tell us that rock and roll was dead. But God's rock and roll ain't dead. Rock and roll's why we're all here. Rock and roll's why we got long hair and get high. Rock and roll's why we dress the way we do. Rock and roll's why we move the way we do. Rock and roll has turned us into something that they can't stand, but rock and roll has created us. Rock and roll has made us machines. We can't see straight. We can't think straight. We can't hear straight. Can't feel nothing, got no heart or soul. But we're gods. And someday there'll be thousands of us. Thousands of gods, thousands of machines. More of us than there is of them. They can't stop the gods' rock and roll machine. Stop the machine. Machine. The gods are rock and roll machines. The gods are rock and roll machines. No hearts, but at least we're machines. The gods are rock and roll 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 machines. We're all gods. The gods are rock and roll machines. We're all machines. The gods are rock and roll machines. Now dig up there. Now you might not be able to understand this, but you gotta listen to what I'm saying. I can't see enough. I can't feel enough. I can't do enough in one damn day. I'm gonna use it, baby. I'm gonna lose it, baby. I don't care what you say. I'm gonna burn right up like a $2 pistol. Rocket shot through the sun. I'm alive and I'm a jive and I'm a passing you by. Can't stop for anyone. I gotta live my life. Can't stop for you. Gotta keep her running. Gotta keep her running. Goodbye, baby. I'm leaving you. Gotta keep her running. Gotta keep her running. Live my life. Can't stop for you. Gotta keep her running. Gotta keep her running. Goodbye, baby. I'm leaving you. Gotta keep her running. 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 Look at here, y'all. Keep her running.
All right, we're back with Eric Moore. What's happening, Eric?
Hey, man, you.
All right, so give us a little bit of story behind the song "Gotta Keep On Running" or "Keep On Rocking."
Gotta Keep It Running. So give them a story about how to write.
Gotta keep it running. You gotta you gotta excuse me. I had marijuana candy for breakfast. Gotta Keep It Running started out as a whiny country song on the acoustic guitar. You can imagine steel guitar, fiddle. You can imagine all those things because it was just, I love you, baby, but I'm leaving you, baby. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. And while I was writing it, I was moving all my stuff out from one girl to another. And it was never meant to be a hardcore rocker. Then, me and the guys are sitting around, and we're all showing each other these songs we got, and everybody in the band goes, we got to do that. So we did it, and we worked on it. We had to rehearse it. And we had to play that song in front of 50 or 60 audiences, live audiences. That's what tells you, is the song good or not? What do you got to fix in the song? What do they react to? And when we got done with that song, we put it at the end of our regular show. That was the big thing to go out on. And then we do Candy's Gone Bad, break all of our stuff, and walk away. But that song was really from the heart. Hell, I missed her. I still miss her and think about her today. If you love somebody, you don't quit loving them. You just, sometimes you can't be around them. You may not like them, but you loved them before you realized what they were about. And that was Gotta Keep It Running. Sorry, baby, I gotta go. And our audience responded to it, as this hard rock thing. I've got guys in bands that are, dressing like gargoyles and sounding like the Cookie Monster. And I talk to these guys, I get, John receives things from these guys, and they're totally out there in a way that's hard for me to understand. How can Gotta Keep It Running influence someone to sound like that? Well, how could Marvin Gaye and the Temptations and the Animals and the Yardbirds and the Rolling Stones influence a guy to do this stuff? It's just good stuff. I like that song because the people like that song. And I relate more to the people in my audience than anybody else on the planet. My sons both think that my audience is uncouth biker hillbillies. Well, okay, kids, if that's what you think they are, they are, but that's what Dad is. And it's a great song to ride to. If you've got tunes on your bike, in your helmet, speakers pointing back at you from the handlebars, that is a good. What's the other one? Cross Country. Mark Chatfield wrote that. Great song to ride to.
Great. Tell us a little bit about Mississippi.
Mississippi, I heard on a 45 RPM record. I don't know if anybody remembers those. It was the flip side to Ode to Billy Joe. Ode, is that the name? Ode to Billy Joe?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that was her hit. And I listened to it, and it's, M-I-double-S-I was a real swampy kind of, she just laid it down slow and funky, and I loved it. So I rewrote verses a little bit, but I kept spelling out M-I-double-S-I-double-S-I-double-P-I. It's irresistible. And boy, when I played that hard and loud in front of people, Didn't matter if they was from Ohio or, or Arkansas. It's just they're spelling out Mississippi. It's cool. I liked it.
I'm sure. So what's another one of your favorite songs off of that album?
That album has Baby I Love You. Oh God, Baby I Love You's on there. I really like that song. When we recorded Baby I Love You, I wanted a horn section. I wanted 4 black chicks singing in the background. I wanted that whole thing. But we're up in the swamp in Michigan with Don Brewer, and ain't none of that's going to come into the swamp to do that for even more than union scale. You just don't do that. So we did it like that, and people liked it, and I like it still. I was lucky enough to have a guitar player named Bob Hill, and you could present him with different songs, and that guy knew what to play. He knew how to make the song sound good. And that's kind of what made Baby I Love You happen, was his guitar work.
Great. Okay. Now, also, We're All Crazy. Now, is that his original, or is that a remake of Alice Cooper?
It's an original. We're All Crazy.
Oh, We're All Crazy? Oh, that's completely original.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I remember Alice Cooper put out a song called We're All Crazy.
Translate?
Alice Cooper put out that song too, but not your version.
No, his version was on the album From the Inside when he took his little spell in the insane asylum for a little while back in the 80s.
Go up. The lighter. No, go open the door and look.
All right, how about Love Cage?
Love Cage was written by Glenn Cataline, the drummer, and again, just another, it turned out rock and roll song, but it was a song totally about, hey baby, I love you, but you got me in a love cage, and I gotta go.
And did you just keep getting mixed up with the wrong girl?
You'll have to wait for my translator to come back. Yeah.
I said, did you just keep getting mixed up with the wrong girls? Because you kept telling a lot of them, hey, baby, I gotta go.
I tell you the truth, that's the story of life. You go through all this stuff, and it's almost always about a girl. The only difference is with rock and rollers, we're leaving the girl. Most of the time in regular life, it's the girl leaving the guy. That's the way it goes. In rock and rollers' life, it's the guy leaving the girl. It's rare in this society, but it happens a bunch. We're always traveling. We've got all this stuff we got to do, and it's not that we don't love them along the way, but we got to get older to realize what real love is, and especially if you live a life of being on the road, you might not see the same girl but twice in a year. So yeah, stuff happens. You gotta go.
Exactly. So, tell us a little bit. Are you are you still touring now? You got any shows coming up?
No, we're not going to do anything probably for another 90 days, 120 days. We're going to, we've got a deal where we're going to do acoustic tracks in a studio, and we're going to lay everything down and lay a really good foundation. And then after I'm out of the studio, they're going to bring in a band of the best guys from around here. And from around here, I mean within a day's drive of Central Ohio, down into Kentucky. We just, the studio will be there, the new material will be there, and we're going to add them to it and see what happens. If what happens is really cool, then there'll be a new band to go out and play live and showcase the new material.
That's great. Now, I know you got a Facebook page and all. And do you want to tell the people about your website where they can pick up some of your music and, say hello to you?
Sure. John?
TheGodsOfficial.com and Eric Moore and the Godz Official Facebook page.
And that'll get you to me because I get my reports almost hourly as they come in.
That's good. I wish I could get them that fast.
Okay. What'd you say?
I said, that's good. I wish I could get them that fast.
It works. It's nice for me. I can sit down with my guitar and do my new material and stuff, and people want to get in touch with me about the new material, and it gradually leaks out. I think that's cool. I don't particularly live in the digital world, or I'm not on the web, but with John running everything, it works out pretty good.
Well, that's great. We're going to wrap it up here. And tell us a little story about Candy's Going Bad, and we'll close the show with that. And then, like I said, I'll make sure I get John a copy of this interview. You guys can have it on hand when I send you a shirt.
Way cool.
Candy's Going Bad. Tell a story about how you ran sound for Golden Earring at one time.
Oh, that was great. Yes, you're right. John has to translate for me. English is my second language. Candy's Going Bad. I ran sound for Golden Earring. I was road managing. In between bands, I used to do weird stuff. I'd be an agent for a while. I ended up road managing this band called Law. They were an excellent band. And we ended up being the opening act for Golden Earring as they're going through cities. We did like Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Indianapolis with them. And they were cool, and I liked it a whole. Oh, we did Youngstown, Ohio. And in Youngstown, something happened to their sound man. I don't know what, don't remember what anyway. But I had to run sound for them. I'd been in the Capital City Rockets, and they knew that, so they figured that's the guy to run sound. I really didn't know how to run sound. It's if you're good at doing that, if you would have saw what I did or heard what I did, you'd grab me and throw me out of the producer's chair. But I just thought Golden Earring was an exceptional band. It wasn't like Radar Love was the only really hit song they had. Those guys wrote good songs. And, we got through the night, kinda, and I don't know, they just kind of stuck with me. And then years later, we're going to do Candy's Gone Bad. You know, Glenn Cataline, our drummer, he was really the one that pushed that song and sang it. And he sang it real good, and the band got excited doing it, and we just, you know, there were times when we were really grooving on that song, we could be in rehearsal, and we'd want to smash stuff. We'd want to, it's good stuff. Good time rock and roll.
And you said you used to end a lot of your shows breaking things up with that song.
Right. Yeah, it felt like the thing to do. It was like, you know, a good rock and roll show is like something from a million years ago where you dance around the fire. You know, you have your mating rituals. It's really cool. And sometimes when the spirit of the Holy Ghost, it grabs your soul and it makes you shout out loud. It makes you talk in tongues. It makes you do everything, folks. I'm telling you, it's the Spirit of Jesus and the Holy Ghost. Man, when you...
Preach it, brother, preach it.
Yeah, well, it's Sunday. Come on, I'm looking for a little... My old lady had to try... She talked me out of... And she talked me out of some weird stuff. But I wanted to emigrate to South Africa. I figured all the people were leaving because of apartheid, and the South African government they'd give you a real good incentive package to move there. And I'm thinking, boy, this is a good idea. And I get this paperwork from the consulate somewhere, and my old lady sees me doing that stuff, and she goes, stop. Well, she also stopped me when I had a great idea of, you get a little place, you only need a couple hundred people, and I was going to preach the gospel to them. And on stage would be a little rock and roll band, and we'd just nail it doing that. My old lady goes, no, you ain't doing that. You ain't running for Congress. You ain't Donald Trump kind of guy. And oh boy, do I love her.
That's great. So, you guys, you said you are still working on a new band and all.
Well, you have a Godz band, but they're in Kentucky.
Oh yeah. We got a band of characters. Okay, it's kind of nice, and I've made good stuff out of a whole lot worse. We got some guys from Kentucky that I'm not sure what all the individual backgrounds from, but I guarantee you, there's a guitar player that at one time played mandolin in his granddaddy's, gospel band. These guys can pick, and that's kind of cool. So we got them down in Kentucky. These are the guys that we're going to use when I lay down everything acoustically. These are the guys that are going to come in after me and add all the hard edge stuff. And it's good that I don't know them a lot, and it's really good that I'm not in a position down there with them to try to produce them. We'll do the production later, but right now what's important is finding guys that know how to pick, finding guys that know how to beat on the drums like a madman. I need that. You don't need me in the studio going, well, do this better, do this different. I'm not producing this. I found a guy named Jeff Westlake. He's a good producer. So I go down with the material that I've spent at least a year working on, and some of them 4 or 5 years. Some songs it takes that long to get them right. And hell, these guys are exactly what we need. A couple of them, you know, they got a little barbaric edge to them. I kind of like that. I'll lay down the acoustic thing, they come in and smash it to pieces and build it into a rock and roll song.
Exactly. So what's your plans for the rest of the day? You going to work on some music? You going to do a little bit of partying or eat some more candy?
The rest of my day is going to consist of eating marijuana candy, having Sunday dinner, playing a few songs on the guitar after Sunday dinner with my wife and sons and their assorted, oh boy, some of the auxiliaries they bring into the mix. But it's just your typical Sunday with, you know, kids around with shaved heads and giant earrings looking like the Ubangi. Hey, that's my family.
Yeah, I'm still trying to, I don't mind the shaved heads and all that. I'm still trying to figure out what the big looped earring thing is all about nowadays.
Well, I can tell you as a person that's done things to their bodies, and then 30 years later they're going, oh shit, why did I do that to my body? You know, these guys are going to be explaining those giant loops in their ears and, you know, the Aztec sun god tattooed on their forehead. They're going to have to explain that to their grandchildren. And it's art, it's our culture, it's really wonderful, but boy, is it going in a kind of weird artistic cultural bend.
Oh yeah, I just saw the other day, it was a post on Facebook where a guy has like 40 piercings in his face and 20 tattoos, and it says, I don't understand why nobody will hire me.
That, you know, 40 years from now, that won't be a big deal. Another generation from now won't be a big deal. You won't see that stuff on Wall Street, but you'll see it, you know, as you're seeing it now in every college campus, and, you know, it's just going to go, it's going to go into little towns, and nobody's expecting that in the little towns. I mean, you know, the culture's changing. We got, you know, kids with tattoos on their faces, and I knew a guy, he had all this stuff tattooed, and he's got to go to the, and pierced, he's got to go to the airport and go through the security thing. Well, he keeps going through and keeps going through, and he keeps taking off earrings and stuff, and they still wouldn't let him through, and it turns out he's got about 8 or 10 little metal rings through his dick, and he can't undo them. And the guy comes over to my neighbor's house. My neighbor comes over to me and he goes, have you got a pair of really good vice grips? You got any good pliers? Well, what's going on? We got to get the rings out of this guy's dick so he can fly somewhere. I thought it would be, it was hilarious. This guy, and taking those rings out wasn't feeling too good to this guy. It was hurting him when you got that in your dick. And my neighbor's trying to cut him out. And, oh, man. And he's got to say, why did I ever do that?
That's just crazy. Well, Eric, I mean, it's been great having you on the show, man. It's been a blast talking to you and hearing some of these stories. I definitely want to get you back on the show again here in the future. Hopefully the short future. I'll get the studio set back up because, like I said, when I go on do a live event, I take everything with me. But like I said, it's been great having you on the show. I'm going to continue to play the rest of that album, but I'm going to close out this segment of the interview with Candy's Gone Bad.
Great. Thanks for having me, partner. I'd be glad to come back at your convenience.
No problem, brother. All right, folks, here we go. We're going to close it with Candy's Gone Bad. And like I said, I'm going to finish off playing the album. But let's kick it off. Let's tear some shit up. guess they're getting ready to tear some shit up now. Here's Gotta Move.
Well, I'm qualified to show you how to rock and roll. You best believe I'm qualified to show you how to rock and roll. I got the screaming, heaving, the boogie woogie burning in my soul. We gonna take it, make it, break it, shake it, baby, gonna do it till it bleeds. Take it, make it, break it, shake it, baby, gonna do it till it bleeds. I got run down. As soon as I turn my back on you, bet you I'd spread it all over town. If I can't get a piece of ass, baby, at least give me a piece of mind. We're gonna jump on the Greyhound and leave your ass behind. Now listen again. Say now, hey, hey, mama. Hey, hey, now, mama. Hey, hey, now, mama. Hey, hey, now, mama. Gonna jump on the Greyhound and leave your ass behind. Yeah, baby.
All right, folks. Hey, it's me, Dillenger, live right here on MyRadio.Rocks. I'm going to close this show out with Snaking by the Godz and Eric Moore.
When you break out with your teeth, don't mean this a treat. I leave your ass behind. You know I give you a little break. You jerk just like a snake. Bite me on the back of my head. If you don't want me, call your lover, baby. Find another old baby. I know I'm missing your loving and your kissing, baby. All night and day. I can't get
Folks, it's been great, it's been real, but I gotta get up out of here. So, hey, for all you bikers out there that's stuck around to listen, get back out there, put your knees in the breeze, keep the rubber side down, and never cruise faster than your angel can fly. So, peace, I'm out, I'll see you tomorrow.